So, friends, so far we have spoken about a balanced diet and an adequate sleep and how it is important for a healthy lifestyle. So, we need to also remember not only those things which are good for our health, which we have already spoken about minerals, nutrients, proteins, carbohydrates. There are also some foods which we need to avoid or take in a smaller quantity. That is like red meat, refined grains. We say that some cereals like maida, white bread, noodles, pasta, trans fat, butter, cheese, added sugar, pastry, and processed foods. These are some of the things we need to remember while we have the food. They may be tasty, very attractive, very tempting, but they are not always very good for health. So anything in excess is always not good for our health. So another important aspect for a healthy lifestyle is also a regular physical activity. Now, we may ask this question, why exercise or physical activity is important? Usually, people in the offices or at their workplace, there are no so much movement because life has become very sedentary, either in front of the computer or in some offices. So life has become very limited to do some, let's say, like how olden times our people used to do physical work in their fields and even at home. So now, since technology has brought us so much facilities, like for everything, even to wash plates, we have machines, even to do any of the work, we have now machines. Earlier, for example, we used to grind, and now we have mixers. So many facilities to which our physical movements have reduced. So it is very important to have physical activities. So now let's learn something about the benefits of the regular physical activities. Regular physical activity such as walking, cycling, or dancing has significant benefits for health. For instance, it can reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and osteoporosis, help control weight, and promote mental well-being. Taking part in physical activity increases opportunities for socialization, networking, and cultural identity. Physical activity has a positive influence on the community and society by promoting social interaction and cohesion. Especially among children and young people, sports and other physical activities contribute to empowerment and self-confidence. Physical activity furthermore helps to prevent and control risk behavior, such as the use of tobacco, alcohol, and other substances, unhealthy diet, and violence. The promotion of physical activity also has a positive impact on the environment. For instance, promoting walking and cycling over the use of motorized transport reduces traffic congestion, air and noise pollution, and the consumption of fuels. Another benefit is regular activity may also benefit communities and economies through increased productivity in the workplace, lower worker absenteeism and turnover, and better performance in schools. In many countries, a significant proportion of health spending is due to the cost of managing common non-communicable diseases that are associated with the many inadequate physical activities. Promoting physical activity can be highly cost effective and sustainable public health intervention. So it is very important that before it is too late, we, whether we are young or whether we are old, we take seriously the physical activity as part and parcel of our life, and without any hesitation, whenever it is possible, we try to do some exercises so that it will benefit us, and in the long run we'll enjoy a very good health. Going to our next topic, there is a World Health Organization, we call it as WHO, also speaks about the health and the well-being of the people, and there are internationally accepted some we call those ranges of BMI and some recommendation which are internationally accepted, so that we are going to learn about now. What are the recommendations suggested by WHO? So there are various things. It insists on our healthy lifestyle, and it recommends eating lots of fruits and vegetables, reducing fat, sugar, and salt intake, and it encourages, as we spoke in the few minutes ago, about exercising. Based on height and weight, people can check their body mass index. So in the next slide, we'll be seeing that how to calculate that BMI, body mass index, to see if they are overweight. So WHO provides series of publications to promote and support healthy lifestyles. There are various recommendations by WHO. First and foremost, it encourages us eat a nutritious diet based on variety of foods originating mainly from plants rather than animals. Eat bread, that too whole grain bread, rice or potatoes several times per day. Eat a variety of vegetables and fruits, preferably fresh and local, several times per day. At least the recommended quantity is 400 grams per day. Maintain body weight between the recommended limits. That is, as for the BMI, it is between 18.5 to 25. Later on in the next slide, we will have some displays so you will understand better. It also recommends control fat intake. That is, it should not be more than 30% of daily energy, and replace most saturated fats with unsaturated fats. Replace fatty meat and meat products with beans, legumes, lentils, fish, poultry, and lean meat. Use milk and dairy products like we have in India all over yogurt, and we have curd, buttermilk. All those things will help us to have a better balanced diet. Select foods that are low in sugar and eat free sugar sparingly, limiting the frequency of sugary drinks and sweets. Choose a low-fat diet. Total salt intake should not be more than 1 teaspoon, that is 5 grams per day, including the salt in bread and processed, cured, and preserved foods. We need to remember these factors, because whenever we eat food, these minor things like salt, sugar, which we usually like to add, and we feel the taste, extra taste. So that time we need to be aware how much we use it, whether it is more than 5 grams or 1 teaspoon of salt, or the same way the sugar too. Prepare food in a safe and hygienic way. The best will be steaming, baking, or boiling. So this all helps us to reduce the added fat. Promote exclusive breastfeeding up to 6 months, and the introduction of safe and adequate complementary food from the age of about 6 months. Promote the continuation of breastfeeding during the first 2 years of life. So these all recommendations given by WHO, and if we follow these, all of us, we can enjoy a very healthy lifestyle. Now, as I told you, how we can calculate the BMI, body mass index. It is defined as person's weight in kilograms divided by the square of the person's height in meters. For example, if an adult who weighs 70 kg and whose height is 1.75 meters will have a BMI of 22.9. So now here there is a table which is displayed here. For adults over 20 years, BMI falls into one of the following categories which are mentioned here. Now, how we can consider it, whether we are in the normal weight range or whether underweight or overweight. So if we fall below 18.5, we are underweight, below. If we are in the range of 18.5 to 24.9, as it is written here, we are in the normal range. And if we are in 25.29.9, we are in the pre-obesity. And there is also obesity class, that is class 1 obesity, obesity class 2, obesity class 3. So that ranges from 30.0 to 34.9, that is obesity class 1, 35.0 to 39.9, obesity class 2, and above 40, that is obesity class 3. So these are the ranges which we need to keep in mind and keep a track of it. So whenever we go beyond, and also here it is mentioned, Asia and Pacifica, we cannot compare to the Europeans. Their body index mass will be different than us. So their height, weight will be different because of the environment, because of the weather, because of the place, because of the food they intake. So here in Asia, it is it is not much difference is there, but just to have a knowledge about it, I have put both the ranges, so you can check it. So next point is our final point, that is on stimulants. Now, regarding stimulants, we need to understand there are stimulants. Already we consider some stimulants are very normal, like whenever we have coffee, tea, there too there are some which stimulates us to be active, energetic. But there are some stimulants which are considered illegal, and which, if a person takes and gets addicted, and they are dangerous for our health. So let's talk about that. So stimulants refer to a wide variety of drugs and compounds that can boost mood, increase one's ability to focus, and improve vigor and sociability. Some stimulants have ergogenic effects, meaning they can enhance performance. We can find stimulants prescribed medications, foods, beverages, dietary supplements, and other human-made substances. Now there are various type of stimulants are there. You might have come across these type of stimulants and which are very uh, commonly heard or spoken about these days. So among the students, I can say that some of these drugs which they think that is helping them to remember whatever they have studied or keep them fit or knowledgeable, but they do not realize what is the consequences or the side effects of these stimulants when taken in a wrong way or in an excess way. So let's speak about those stimulants which are very harmful to our body. Now, there are stimulants which we call substances that speed up messages traveling between the brain and the body. They can make a person feel more awake, alert, confident, or energetic while having that effect in the body. Commonly used stimulants include, as it is in the slide, nicotine, caffeine, cocaine, amphetamines, methamphetamine, steroids, betel nut, khat, and some prescription study aids. So what are the risks of stimulant misuse? Stimulant misuse, including overdose, can also lead to psychosis, anger, paranoia, heart diseases, nerve problems, and stomach problems. These issues could lead to a heart attack or seizures. So it is very important to know how it affects in while taking it and getting addicted and feeling that once it is taken, you have no control over it, and it is very difficult to control those cravings, we say. So when you reach to that stage, a person becomes addict, and it is important that person is aware about the consequences and ask or seek for help. So sometimes also prescription stimulant misuse also can happen, can lead to substance use disorder, which takes the form of addiction in severe cases, even when used as prescribed by a doctor. Now, some of us might have seen people who are addicted. They suffer a lot, but they also suffer because of withdrawal symptoms, even if they want to stop those stimulants. So it includes fatigue, depression, and sleep problems. So are stimulants legal? Many stimulants like caffeine, dietary supplements, and prescribed medications are legal when used as directed by the physician, by the doctor. Other natural and human-made stimulants like cocaine, methamphetamine, and more are there. They are illegal. They are addictive in nature and can cause great bodily harm when illegally produced and consumed. So this we need to remember. What are some of the prevention measures? First and foremost, we need to understand how substance abuse begins and grows. And people who are already taking these substances or who are addicted, they need to know what are those situations, persons, things which trigger them, or they need to avoid those temptations, those trigger factors. Another possibility for them to recover or to prevent is go to some therapist, get some therapies you need for co-occurring conditions. Also, we need to know what are the risk factors involved. And very important thing is that we maintain a healthy balance in life. So now the final thing what I can say that researchers and many people have studied a lot regarding these issues. So the good news is that stimulant ingredients have been part of our diets for more than 100 years. While we have recently found new ways to safely incorporate stimulant ingredients into the foods, beverages, and supplements in our lives, we are still learning the impact these ingredients may have on our bodies. Learning more about these ingredients allows us to make informed decisions regarding the foods, beverages, and supplements we choose to consume. So these are very few things about stimulants, but there is a lot to learn about it. But since we have given very limited time, I could only cover this portion, this much of portion. So, and finally, I would like to say thank you, and to remember that we eat clean, drink water regularly, and with exercises, we stay active. And I wish you a very healthy lifestyle. Thank you.